Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the AlphaMasters League tournament here in From the Depths. So we are just going to hit the ground running and start talking about the next matchup we're going to be looking at. That is between Madwand with the Wolfpack and Xanius with the Thunder Rain. So the Wolfpack, this is a fleet makeup consisting of 6 wolves, which are thruster craft, and 20 cherubim, which are microjets. And the Thunder Rain is just a submarine, a very, very large submarine with a lot of missiles. So, let's go ahead and kick this matchup off. This battle is now underway. Over here, you can see we have the Wolfpack, all those little cherubim, those 6 wolves. And over here, we have the Thunder Rain, launching that huge, huge salvo of missiles that come out of the top of the submarine there. And it looks like it's still trying to submerge. But the Wolfpack has really converged on the Thunder Rain very quickly at the start of this battle. Lots of missiles, lots of lasers coming from the Wolfpack, all hitting the Thunder Rain, although there is smoke deploying. And we are slowly getting over here. You can see the pattern of missiles. I love the way this looks. Straight from the Thunder Rain. It's just a beautiful missile pattern, although, unfortunately, I'm not quite sure where they're going. To the stars! Oh, we're not even playing this game. Wolfpack, what? Alright, so let's see what's going on here. The Thunder Rain is definitely going to be taking some damage right off the bat. There is a little bit of FPS lag going on here, and that is par for the course, I think, with the Wolfpack, and a little bit with the Thunder Rain. Huge explosion on the back of the Thunder Rain right here. Big explosion. The Thunder Rain has not had a good chance to really submerge itself here. These two ships had a fairly large starting distance between each other, and the Thunder Rain starts pretty much right at 0 meters or so, or maybe like 1 meter, but it has a very good opportunity to sink down pretty quick, but I just didn't see it happen at the start of this battle, and it is really paying for it. The Thunder Rain is just taking a massive amount of damage from all fronts. Wow. Let's zoom out a bit. My gosh. It's lovely. Oh, there go let's see. Oh, look at this. We have stopped. Everything is paused. Oh, there we go. We've caught back up. Woo! I was worried we would have a crash situation there. These wolves are flying in formation. It looks very cool. 4 of them in a tight pack. I don't know how these are traveling. Let's see. Oh, I can't see if they're like on fleet move or anything like that. Oh, a little cherubim just flying right in between those 4 wolves. That is just a very cool formation. I'd love to know if they use fleet move or not. I'm kind of doubting that they don't. I don't know a lot of people who use fleet move. But here's the Thunder Rain. It's nonstop now. EMP has been lacing this submarine since the onset of this matchup. Let's take a look at the health here. Thunder Rain down to 92%. And we do have a little bit of damage on some of the wolves. This Wolf D here is at 94%. Was at 93. I saw it heal a little bit. Some of the cherubims are hurt. This one right here at 7%. Can't be good. Look at this. So here we have a missile launch from the Thunder Rain. Let's see if these are going to converge at all on any of the targets. Now, interestingly, when the battle first started, all of the missiles from the Thunder Rain seemed to just go straight up. And I don't know if that's just part of their flight pattern. We'll follow some of these on the side here and see what they're going to do. Are they going to turn and go after one of the wolves? Maybe head over to some of those cherubim? I just don't know. It really doesn't look like it, though. They're just going straight up. Look at this. Very crazy. Very wild. It's unfortunate, too. I have a feeling some of these missiles could hit. Well, here we go. They're turning. Some of them, at least. I don't know how many fins they could have. That's something we could definitely look at, but here are a couple of the wolves from the Wolfpack. We've got to be getting like 10 FPS right now. This feels pretty abysmal. Oh, well, yeah. So, okay, a lot of the missiles did go straight up, as you can see there, but a lot of them did turn. So it just seems like that's their flight pattern. The initial launch out of the Thunder Rain takes them up a little bit before they turn and head towards target. So here are the wolves down here. We can see these missiles heading over this way. I just don't think they're going to connect. I think these wolves are too quick. They're too nimbly-bimbly, gosh darn it. Yeah, you can definitely see the missiles turning this way. Right there, heading over, but these wolves, definitely just too fast. The Thunder Rain, do a little quick damage report here, down to 91%. Perhaps it has now had time to actually dive down far enough. Let's go take a look. If we can get down there, you can see just where all the action is. A lot of missiles bobbing and weaving over there. And we're going to come up on the Thunder Rain here really quick. Here it is. Oh, it's starting to turn sideways. Huge hole in the back of the Thunder Rain, exposing all. Oh my gosh. So I think we found some of the ammo storage. Man, if anything comes down here, this is going to blow the whole back of the Thunder Rain out. I mean, really, if anything was able to get in there, the whole back will just explode. Oh, those missiles just missing. The front of the Thunder Rain is definitely a little bit higher up than the back, but no, maybe not. Maybe not. Might be quite opposite. It looked like from the other angle that the front of the Thunder Rain was actually sticking up a bit. What I was getting at was it might actually be in range for these missiles to not have to dip down as far. You know, hit the Thunder Rain. Take a look at the health. Thunder Rain is at 90%. And let's see. I am seeing some missiles launching, so it still has firing capabilities. Hasn't quite taken enough damage to really take out its firing. But again, will these missiles be able to lock on and track? There you can see just a grip of missiles going after those cherubim, which probably are going to be too quick as well for the missiles to catch up. So let's let this play out just a little bit, ladies and gents, and then we will rendezvous back. So, quick update here. Oh, big explosion on the Thunder Rain at the same time. It's been pretty much par for the course. The pattern we've seen, the wolves are really untouched. The cherubim every now and then will take some damage due to, honestly, running into each other is what I've seen happen more often than not. The missiles from the Thunder Rain aren't firing very often, and the damage is just continuous from the wolf pack on the Thunder Rain. We no longer have an AI mainframe entry for the Thunder Rain in the list here, so the only way to really get health... Oh, actually, we might be able to press E. Let's take... Yes, so the Thunder Rain is down to 83%. We have a little submarine repair bot here. I think that's somewhere inside the Thunder Rain. Yeah, it's right here. It's got to be like embedded inside the ship, I think. But that's how it's going, and because this is like a 5 FPS slideshow, I'm not going to make you guys watch all of this. It's rather agonizing when the FPS is so slow, and this is, again, just a symptom of having to play in multiplayer mode. When I test this out in just the vehicle designer in a normal tournament mode, you know, I'm getting like 30 or 40 FPS with this battle. So again, this is just, you know, an unfortunate symptom of this tournament mode in multiplayer we're doing here. So yeah, I'm going to let this play out a little bit more here, and I'll try to give you all some updates as the battle progresses. Quick update on the goings-on of the battle so far. You can see the FPS has improved markedly, and that is because the Thunder Rain has just been taking so much damage. The Wolfpack is pretty much untouched. All the wolves are at 100%, and the cherubim are looking okay. There's just a few of them that are hurt, one at 46, one at 54. And let's go take a look at the Thunder Rain. Here it is. It has not moved. It has not been firing weapons. It is, for all intents and purposes, completely down for the count. If we take a look at the block count on the Thunder Rain, it is down to 9,300 out of 13,000, which puts it at 69% health. And you can see here, we'll just quickly do a little fly around of the Thunder Rain so we can see the damage that's been done to this. No more smoke or anything like that is coming out, so, you know, the lasers are able to do a little bit of damage, not a lot, as you can see, like right here. Little explosion, I don't know what they're hitting. Maybe the warheads? I don't know. I'm not quite sure. Yes, the inside of the Thunder Rain sure looks beautiful though, doesn't it? Oh, it's gorgeous. It's like walking through a bamboo forest, but, you know, all the bamboo is missiles, and all the pandas are still crazy as all get out. And here we have some torpedoes just slamming into the Thunder Rain. It's just continuous like this. Really, it's just been non-stop with the Wolfpack not really taking damage. Honestly, most of the damage is, like I mentioned earlier, from collisions between the cherubim, you know, when they just run into each other. So let's get a quick damage report here, see how the battle is going. The Wolfpack is doing A-okay. One of the wolves is down to 84%. That was due to a collision with one of the cherubim, but otherwise it's okay. This actually was knocked down to around 50% when it happened, and I wasn't able to catch it on the camera. Right when I came up above the sea's surface there is when I saw the aftermath of the collision. But otherwise, really, the Wolfpack is doing just fine. Everything is still operational. Let's hop up here. Yes, you can see there's the wolf, one of the wolves that, you know, had the collision. He's still trying to repair and get up out of there, but, you know, they still have superiority in this battle, for sure. There's a lot of torpedoes coming from the wolves. And if we go down here and take a look at the Thunder Rain, you can see it just hasn't moved for the better part of 20 minutes here. And if we take a look at the health, the Thunder Rain is down to 6,500 blocks out of 13,000. So it is actually right at 50%, maybe a little bit lower. So yes, we are going to give this win to Madwand with the Wolfpack. Congratulations, sir. You will be moving forward. And this was a good battle. You know, I think it was over within like the first 8 minutes, really. The Thunder Rain, once it stopped and was just stationary here in the water, all the torpedoes and the lasers, and especially when the smoke stopped, everything was just able to come in and just, you know, essentially take this out block by block, slowly but surely. So with that being said, we're going to let this just play out right here while we talk about the next matchup we're going to be looking at, which is between Logic Engineer and Rewest. I have such a hard time saying that name for some reason. They're bringing the Redundancy Swarm, and they'll be going up against Blowthorn with the Hermod. Now, the Redundancy Swarm, for those of you who don't remember, it's a massive swarm-style fleet. It consists of 152 total craft split between airborne, surface, and submersibles. And they're going up against Blowthorn with the Hermod, which is a thruster craft featuring lots of missiles and lots of torpedoes and a pretty rockin' laser as well. So let's go ahead and let's get that battle underway, shall we? All right, this battle is underway. This will be an interesting one because here is the Redundancy Swarm with that massive fleet makeup. You can already see a huge explosion right up in front there. Could be the lasers from the Hermod, I'm not quite sure. But this will be very interesting because the Hermod is very fast. You know, it has Lua controlling the ship, and I believe it is quick enough to evade most missiles and everything else. And it's just going to be, you know, the laser from the Hermod I think is going to be the critical thing here. Torpedoes coming out, and you know, it has all the weapon systems that you need to take out the Redundancy Swarm. Another explosion up there in one of the ships from the Redundancy Swarm. And it will just be, I think, a potentially long battle because there is a lot to take out here with the Redundancy Swarm. Look at this. So here comes the missiles from the Hermod. You know, depending on their targeting, they may all go for this lattice work. And there are a lot of heals over here. This could be one of those battles that comes down to, you know, running out of resource allocation. There you can see just a smattering of hits all over the place. Missiles are just running out of fuel as they are arriving here at the Redundancy Swarm. Look at the Hermod way over there. It is so far outside of range of the Redundancy Swarm. Here's what I think. I don't think the Hermod's going to be touched. And I think the Redundancy Swarm is just going to be slowly piddled away by the Hermod. Look at me, look at it. It's almost 3,000 meters away. My gosh. Actually, I mean, is it even coming back? Where's it going? Hang on, let's go take a look really quick here. Because it is just... No, well, it's way far out there. My God, it is way far out there. That doesn't feel right. I don't know. I've never seen the Hermod go this far out before. But it could be because of how it started. So we'll see if it swoops back. It looks like it is coming back a little bit here. Just following another volley of missiles from the Hermod right now. And then we're going to get a quick damage update here. It's been about 20 minutes since that fade. And the battle has just been raging on. Now, since we saw that EMP blast hit the Hermod, it has not been touched since. Nothing has been able to hit it. And as you can see here, the superstructure, the main, I guess, block count makeup of the Redundancy Swarm is starting to fall over on its side. And it is at 79% health. This Redundancy Swarm entry with all these mainframes, that is the superstructure. And it is down to 79% health. It's around 8,000 blocks. Hermod still sitting at 1,000%. It's so amazing. It actually healed up well beyond itself. Now it's sitting at 100%. It's doing okay. It's just been non-stop with the circle. Now, one of the other interesting things to note is that as the Hermod, way over there, makes its rounds, it's almost, I would say 95% of the time, outside of the range of all firing from the Redundancy Swarm, meaning they never actually even fire. They just sit here like this. And every now and then, you know, the laser from the Hermod will take a couple out. And here you can see most everything goes towards this superstructure. You see a little bit of EMP damage right down there. A lot of blocks are disconnected, and there's just damage across the board on this thing. Now, I did notice this. This is happening a lot, where there's just floating blocks, and they never fall. Like, I don't know what happened to the game, but these blocks, I mean, these should be falling, right? There's no way these could be considered connected to this structure. So I imagine this structure could be an interesting use case on, you know, how you calculate and allow blocks to fall when they're no longer connected, because that's obviously not happening on a structure of this size. From what I can tell, when this happens, they just sit here like this until they get repaired, and otherwise they just eventually disappear, which is very strange. And again, I don't know if it's just a symptom of playing this in this multiplayer mode or what. So here you can see a few shots from some of the ships in the redundancy swarm. Now, another problem that they have is, so for instance, at one point the hare mode was behind. It was over here at the redundancy swarm, and everything started firing, but they all fired this way. And I'd say about 20% of the shots all hit the superstructure, and it was just like the hare mode wasn't even over there. There was nothing to shoot. So here's one of the submarines from the redundancy swarm. He's way over there, just living the dream. I think he's noping out of the battle is what's going on. And here's a huge chunk of the superstructure. Wow. This is actually a first. I have not seen this much disconnected ever from this. Nobody's been able to take that much out. It is down to 5,200 blocks. Oh, it's only 7,000 blocks total, so it's down by about 1,800 blocks. So with that being said, I'm going to let this battle rage on here. I'll probably let it go for another 20 or 30 minutes before we cut back, because this is really all it is. There's honestly just not a lot to see. You know, when one of these little ships gets hit, it for the most part just disappears. It disintegrates, and if there is something left, it is almost immediately repaired back up by other ships around it, if there are any left with repairs. And if we dip down under the water here, you can see remaining parts of the redundancy swarm. These were actually a lot bigger. These were the torpedo systems or other missile systems, and these have all been hurt by the torpedoes from the hare mode. And here's a bunch of them down here as well. Totally stationary. The stone helps them sink all the way to the bottom. They have lead on the bottom as well. And these just sit on the seafloor, you know, waiting for something to get within range. It's a very interesting makeup. There's just a ton of little ships that all have a very specific purpose. So, like I said, well, let's just let this play out a little bit. Alright, just an update, everybody. It's been about 20 minutes since the last fade there, and the hare mode still untouched, completely untouched, and completely just hammering away on the superstructure of the redundancy swarm. You can see these missiles coming in here. You can see the superstructure is now really, really hurt. It is collapsing. It's having, oh, look at that. All of the shields from that last attack have just turned off. So now it's having engine problems. I don't know if the hare mode is focusing on heat sources or what, but if we take a look at the health, let's just scroll up here. The main superstructure is down to 43% health, and as you can see here, this mainframe list is much, much smaller. There has been a lot of damage across the board done to the redundancy swarm. Oh, wow. So, I don't know what just happened. Literally, most of the superstructure just disappeared. Just completely disappeared. I have no idea what was up with that, but my thought is this. We probably had some disconnects that were hard to see, more than likely, and finally the game calculated, this is my thought, the game calculated what was missing, what was disconnected, and then that part of the superstructure just went, you know, poof, totally gone. And all it has, it's 8% is what the superstructure is now down to. I think we can count the superstructure out. And now I wonder if the hare mode is going to be focusing on all the smaller ships. I don't know. For instance, these missiles are heading over towards one of the submarines, I believe. Let us go, checkaroo. These subs are really far. Let's just go fly towards it. It's way over here. Yeah, those missiles will never make it. Okay, so here's one of the subs. Looking okay. He's at 1,000 blocks. He's down by about 400 blocks. You can see he's got some engine problems with the shields flickering. And he is going to be diving down to the seafloor here, the seabed. Let's see what happens. I don't know if it's going fast enough to have any blocks get blown off. I know we'll see a couple for sure. Here it goes. Okay, yeah, one block. All right. Not bad. And here's the other sub over here. We'll go take a look really quick. These subs are kind of far out here. But this one, I believe, is pretty much just a husk. Yes, this submarine is down for the count. That is not a sinking EMP missile. Yeah, it's down to 183 out of 1,400. So definitely a lot of damage going on there. Look, this is all that's left of the redundancy swarm. Not a lot. And the hare mode is sitting pretty at 100%. So, you know, it's only been like 5 or 6 minutes since that last fade. So I'm going to let this go for another 10 minutes. And again, if the hare mode is untouched and it's still sending volleys and being as aggressive as it is, then we will give this win to the hare mode. So I'll catch you all in just a bit. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it has been about 25 minutes since that last fade. And of course, it's just been, as predicted, the same pattern over and over. Hare mode, wrapping around, doing a circle, attacking a couple times every time it does a pass. And the redundancy swarm is down to essentially just what you see here, with a couple more ships down below. Now, if we look at the mainframe entry list, there are only about 46 entries on this list. If you notice how big this scroll bar is, compared to when we first started the battle, there are 152 total craft in the redundancy swarm, and there's only like 40 some odd entries left here. And that's really the only way I can gauge, life on a given team's side, and it's just difficult with something like the redundancy swarm. But given the fact that the hare mode has been on the offense the whole time, firing nonstop, and is the only one connecting and hitting and taking out bits of the redundancy swarm. For instance, here we go. This little guy is going to be toast. So this is what happens. It's essentially that a couple of ships will be taken out on every pass by the hare mode, and this battle is already well over the 30-minute soft cap. We're sitting at around an hour and a half now. So ladies and gentlemen, we will give this win to Blowthorn with the hare mode. Great job, sir. You will be moving forward. And this is where we will call this episode, ladies and gentlemen. So, of course, if you have any comments or suggestions or just want to chat it up, feel free to do so in the video. And look forward to seeing you all in the next episode. So until then, hope you all have a great one. Take it easy and stay classy.